What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Z's Garage. We're working on the 1980 Honda CB750. Alright guys, so we went from the 1980 Honda CB7 forks to a 2012 Yamaha R6 forks. A little sacrilegious, but they look cool and I'm pretty excited about it. Next up, we're going to be putting in new steel braided brake lines. And we're going to have to custom fit some new lines. I'll go ahead and measure everything up and we'll install it. We'll go from the OEM, which is two lines, going into one right to the brakes to two single ones. And in this video, we're going to figure out the routing and we're going to do the installation. Well, we're going to have to order them and all that good stuff. But yeah, so let's get to it. The question that I need to answer is how I'm going to mount this new reservoir. Now, I bought this reservoir off Amazon for like 20 bucks, but it came with like a nut of some type that looks like you can mount it somewhere, but though doesn't fit anywhere on this. So I'm thinking of putting it on this bolt over here on the back side, and having like an arm come up with an L so then it could sit like somewhere right here. I don't mind if it sits up a little bit and maybe I'll hate it, I don't know, but kind of twist it around like this and then kind of sit up right here. And I don't mind the look of that. I think it looks pretty good. It came with this like little bracket, so I got to heat it up and I got to bend one of the ends because it looks like it should like kind of come out like this and sit somewhere like over here, but right now the way they have it, it's not going to work, so I don't really know what else to do, and it catches onto there, so that doesn't work. So I like this idea with it coming up, and we're gonna try that, so let's see. You can see that that's the part that I heated up and bent. I put some fluid in just to make sure it would work and it's not too much of an angle. But my one concern was the line right here, but being pinched, but I don't think it's be an issue. So I like it. I have a temporary bolt in here. And looks pretty good, so we'll keep going with it. Alright, so we need two things in order for us to order these custom brake lines. One, we need to figure out what the degree is coming outside of the caliber. You'll have a 30-degree side bend or a 30-degree forward bend or a 90-degree forward bend. I mean, we have to figure out these angles coming out of the caliber. Next, we have a coax cable. Coax cable feels a lot like brake lines. The rigidity is like real strong. It's real stiff. So we're going to zip tie onto the existing brake lines, and then we're going to feed it up and then tape it off and measure, and that'll give us a good idea of what size or what length we need for brake lines. And then we'll go order the custom brake lines. measured it using the coax cable, and all you got to do now is get this end and kind of hold it, straighten it out a little bit. I don't know if you can see that, but that's at 32 inches. So I ended up moving the tape back a little bit just to give me a little extra wiggle room just in case. But I might go with 31 just because I feel like 32 is maybe a little bit too long, but either way, give or take 1 inch, I don't think it's gonna make a big deal, but yeah, 31 or 32 inches. Next up, the right side. So I'm kind of debating about potentially putting like some sort of bracket on the back side of the headlight mount. The headlight mount, probably a good spot for the brake line to go, but I think it's gonna have to like 90 down right here and just kind of down and then behind the fork, but we'll see. Gonna measure it out. So this is about 30 degrees with the side. So when I go order, I'll tell the company that I need the connection to the caliper to be 30 degrees to the side. Now for the lever, we have to think about 2 different lines because this is going from a single banjo to a double banjo. Yes, this bolt right here that holds the brake line is called a banjo bolt. So we're going from a single to a double, so it's going to be a little bit longer over here. Now we have to think about 2 lines, one going this way and one going down. So we'll go ahead and do the first one. Yeah, this is going to be a 90, so just straight down. And the other one, you know, we're just kind of guesstimating. It doesn't have to be perfect. Maybe like a 50 degree or 45. We can get away with the 45 as well. 45 is probably what I'll go with because I don't know if they make a 50. From Koremoto here, and after using my coax cable to measure everything out, I ordered custom lines. So these are for the front. I have a 24-inch line and a 32 with a 30-degree bend right over here, side bend, and then a 90-degree forward bend and a 45-degree forward bend. So that'll use a double banjo for that. And then for the rear, it has a 45-degree bend, side bend, and a 45-degree forward bend to get around my frame. And it's 22 inches long, gold with black lines, so pretty simple. So let's install. The really great thing about these brake lines is they're adjustable. So this is a 10-degree forward bend right here, but if it's kinked sideways, a lot of brake lines you have to twist the brake line. These, I can just twist the end and fit it. Pretty cool. So for the rear brake line, I have a lot of extra slack for this. So I'm gonna cut this tube down a lot shorter. Maybe get rid of the spring because we don't need that much. We're gonna mount it right here onto this motor mount. And we'll probably have to get like a longer bolt to make it work, but it should be fine. Guys, that's it for now. We are done with the brake lines. I'm waiting for one bolt for the rear brake line and then I'll bleed it, but you guys get the whole idea of what needs to be done and how to do it. Definitely not a very difficult job, especially, I mean, I'm in a super tiny garage here now, like 150 square feet maybe, and I got it done. Definitely takes a little bit of work and kind of maneuvering with my setup, but overall, it's not bad. Definitely the coax cable, that almost hit me in the face. The coax cable is definitely very clutch. The rigidity of this cable is a lot like a brake line. I mean, you kind of just can tell that it has that, I don't know, same flexibility as most brake lines. They're rigid, and this coax cable, just putting it near your caliper and then running it up to your handlebars, to your master cylinder, and you know, just using that to measure everything just really saved some time. And I definitely suggest just taking your time, making sure you guys slow down as you're doing this yourself. Measure everything, because once you order it, you can't go back. It's not gonna, you know, there's no returns on these custom brake lines. So take your time, really think about what you want. And yeah, so next up, we're gonna be working on the exhaust. We're gonna be firing this bike up very soon. We're gonna be driving it, a little test drive with the whole setup, with the rear wheel in, new chain. I got a sprocket in, I'm getting it anodized, and then with the whole entire front setup, we're pretty close to being done. Of course, the major thing is we're gonna be wiring here pretty soon, and that'll take some time, but I do have the wiring kit in, and you know, there'll be more videos coming up. So, all right guys, appreciate you all. I'm looking forward to seeing the next one. All right, I'll catch you later.